Good evening, everyone. Dr. Freedom here with you. Times from Doctor Who News. News so profound, news so interesting that if you were ever to visit the Who set and see these kinds of things, you may not ever have a potty the same way again. And that's become an issue lately, but I'm not here to discuss political issues regarding weird things. I'm here to give you Doctor Who news, and let's get into warning off the top of the bat. There's going to be spoilers for class on this broadcast. So if you don't want spoilers for class and you are not interested in spoilers at all, the door is that way. Don't let it hit you across the fanny on the way out. I'm not being mean. It's just there are people who sit here and watch. The next thing you know, I get a whole comment box full of, you're bored of the right. And I'm sorry. It's what I do. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm just giving you a fair warning. Okay, so let's get into it. Here it comes. Okay, bam. This is not Doctor Who filming. This is class filming that took place earlier this week. Obviously, a night shoot, and you'd have to be a blind, screaming weasel, attack ninja orangutan. Wait a minute, did I just invent a new ninja? Did I just invent a new character? All right, to know what that this is not the TARDIS. Okay, so not to know that is, and of course more photos. Blah blah. There it is. And of course, this building right here is the Hayden Ellis building, but in the series, it's going to be referred to as the Barber Right building, which is being commissioned by a company called the Ever Upwards Reaching Limited or something like that. I'll have the address for you in the description box along with the links per usual. And also feel free to comment. I always keep forgetting to mention that. Sorry. So we know it's there. And sorry. I went a little too far. I can't remember what that video was for. All right. Okay, so back onto the news. Very interesting stuff going on. And let's get into some really Now, if you run on over to Twitter right now, as a matter of fact, I'll just take you straight to Who SFX page. Let's go right onto that. The event at the Cartoon Museum was tonight for the, Target novels, the original covers exhibition. And guess who was there? That guy. Kind of scary looking, ain't he? His hair looks like it's going to attack me. But it's kind of weird. His eyebrows have shrunk and it's gone to his head. All right. And of course, there's that guy. And apparently these guys are some writers. You know who they are. And Peter Capaldi, once again, looking great. They aren't going to let you keep the beard, man. Ask Colin Baker how that stuff went down. I can't remember, but I believe that's Eric Sayward. And I said, oh, God, I feel so bad. It's just I haven't looked at these pictures. Is that Terrence Dix? I thought he was dead. Oh, wow. There's so if you want to go take a look at these, I'm going to leave you the address. Or the best way I found to hit them is just run on over to Twitter, use hashtag Doctor Who, and wham, bam, biddy, bam, it should come right up. All these photos going right from the Target, the Target novel cover exhibition over at the Cartoon Museum. And this will be it'll be going on till the 11th of May. And, it's really interesting to see all this old artwork being popped back up again. Plus, like I said, a lot of good photos of Capaldi there having a good time, El Moffat, amongst others. All right. And of course, as I said before, wham, here we go. Filming pics reveal very exciting visitor and Doctor Who spinoff. And a lot of the photos that I've shown you are already there. I wish I could remember. There's actually a photo that shows that one building is the Barber Right building, and I can't remember if I showed it to you or not. All right, I have to go find it again. But here we go. Yeah, if you want to see these photos, blah, 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 there's a couple of them right here. But like I said, I found them on Twitter, Instagram, and whatnot. They've been being bounced all over the place between Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. Okay, now Secrets of Doctor's Bill. Pearl Mackie was given a codename to stop new Doctor Who gig leak. This is not unusual. I'm gonna have an article covering this in a minute. That's gonna go along with this. She was given the codename Meantown, which is an anagram of 10 woman, and that's I believe Clara was like Men on Waves, and then we found out which is for woman's 7 woman or something like that, woman 7, and there was also Amy Pond, Karen Gillan's. She was told she was auditioning for a show called Panic Moon, and of course the big enchilada way back when was of course Torchwood. That's what they were filming. the reprised Doctor Who, or sorry, the new updated Doctor Who under back in 2004, 2005 to bring it back, because they were trying to keep it a secret. And then, of course, later on, Torchwood became a thing. All right. Pearl Mackie's final Doctor Who audition with Peter Capaldi sounds incredible. It said they're feeding off each other, says casting director Andy Pryor, as he reveals how the new companion was chosen. And so Peter responded incredibly well to Pearl in her audition. It was like they were feeding off each other, swapping ideas of how they might play the scene. That's always exciting. That's full of possibility. It's a thing that's always impossible to put your finger on, chemistry. We talked it through. Everybody looked back to the auditions. We shared our views, and it was unanimous. And, of course, boom, boom, boom. Once again, there's a clip. Because I would find it hard to cast a companion without having them in to read with the incumbent doctor, says Pryor. It's all about that relationship. They're going to spend months together on and off screen, and here's hoping that continues. All right, moving on. Doctor Who's cleverest uses of codenames. And this is the one I told you about. So if you want to go check these out, yeah, Men on Waves, that's what it was. And, of course, the other one was Panic Moon and Torchwood. So if you want to go check these out, bam, 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 here they are. All right, Doctor Magazine number 499 has been out. It's published today, and has a new exhibition on Target Books. Opens at the Cartoon Museum in London. It takes a look back at the history of Doctor Who book cover art. As the first regular artist on the range, Chris Achilleos, tells the magazine on how he established a new visual style on Doctor Who. And then, here's his quotes and whatnot. Here's all the other stuff that's going to be in this magazine. It'll look cool cover. All right, so be sure to go check that out. And almost lastly, next to last. Okay, there's a certain guy out there that wears a Trilby hat who said that Heaven Sent was the biblical failure of all season finales. In the words chosen wisely, I try not to sound vulgar. I really don't. But Dr. Freedom says 2 words to this. Suck it. Heaven Sent has been nominated for a Hugo. And I really hate using a phrase like that, but this is a guy. I used to be on that street where I just bashed Moffat, blah, blah, blah. It was all Moffat's fault. But when I came to find out just what kind of forces Moffat's facing at the BBC and the kind of crap they pulled, especially during the 50th anniversary year, that he had to do whether he liked it or not, I leaned off Moffat big time. And I personally, I've enjoyed the last 2 series. I think they're some of the best stuff of the whole new show era has come out, or new Who era, whatever you want to call it, was in the last 2 series. And if he doesn't want to see that, he can just keep riding down the street with those side blinders on. And he can frankly, and I hate to tell I really hate to tell this to the people, but given the way this guy's been barking on like a televangelist about how bad the show is, frankly, and I hope you're listening, you can kiss my ass. All right. Doctor Who 7 Cent has been nominated for a 2016 Hugo Award. The episode, shown last year, was written by Stephen Moffat, directed by Rachel Taylor, and starred Peter Capaldi in the highly acclaimed, almost single-handed performance. Doctor Who, of course, competing against Grimm, Jessica Jones, My Little Pony, and Supernatural to win the prestigious award for Best Dramatic Presentation Short Film. 6 Doctor Who episodes have previously won a Hugo Award. That's Doctor's Wife, Pandora Opens, Big Bang, The Waters of Mars, and last year the episode Listen was nominated but lost out in the final voting. So, winners, of course, will be announced on August 20th at the Mid-American, Hugo Award ceremony. They'll be held in Kansas City, Missouri. So, come on. As I said, somebody tried to describe this series finale as an epic failure. Like I said, suck it and kiss my ass, because that was an epic performance by Peter Capaldi, epic directing, photography, all that stuff on that episode. They should be praised. Not to mention the writing wasn't half bad either. Okay. And of course, for you folks who are interested in Big Finish, Jago and Litefoot Series 11 is out. The 2 Victorian investigators, who, by the way, I'm hoping one of these days run into each other on Big Finish. We've already had Strax crossover into this range, are up against, the Crispy Master played by Jeffrey Beavers. And it's going to be an interesting setup and all that. And as you can see, look, there's Color Maker. And I really love this series. If you're into that Victorian era, if you're really a big fan of Paternoster Row and whatnot, these guys are right there in that same time period, in that same area, and they're phenomenal. And it's the 2 guys who first met all the way back in Talons of Wing Chiang. I believe that was... If you know the year, tell me. I'm sorry. It was in the See, Tom Baker came in at 74. I think it was 75, wasn't it? Let me know if I'm right or not. So, okay, well, that's all I got. And I hope, sorry, this one got a bit long, but there was like suddenly a slam bang of news, and I had to try to throw it all together because I don't like doing separate podcasts or separate vidcasts, whatever you want to call them, because I give you a headline, and if it grabs you, maybe you'll hang around for the rest. If you don't, oh, well, it's nothing I can do about it. As I told people 1,000 times, I don't do this for money. I do this for the love of the show. To me, this is a hobby. I wish people would get that straight. I really would, because at the end of the day, we're all Whovians. We should all get along, and things would probably go a lot better in the time-space continuum if we did. Oh, my God, I just had an epiphany. Okay. All right, enough of that nonsense. Everybody take care. Ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your night. Dr. Freedom out. Later on, babies.